Lights are flashing, dance floor's hot. Joey's guesting, can't believe my luck. Talking smack, he's got so much to say. In the party spirit, we're gonna sway. No two blokes from Blighty, no game club pop. Tonight he's here breaking the odds, talking lassos on a different night. Broke a feeling alright, gonna dance all night. Dancing in the spotlight, hands up high, grooving to the rhythm, feeling so alive. Let's keep on dancing, let's keep on moving in this disco fever. There's no time for losing.
Yes, this is a long intro. I don't care. Joey's here and we're celebrating.
I feel bad talking over it.
About 40 seconds left. This part you can talk over. It's just the instrumental break.
It's a banger though.
And if you're still here, welcome back to Talking Smack, where I'm your host, Josh Scar. We talk superheroes, movies, animation, comics, and it's a very special episode because the one, the only, my best friend from across the sea, Joey, is here. Joey, how are you doing? Welcome back.
I was good before, but I've never been welcomed into a podcast and anything like that, Josh. That was absolutely beautiful. Just like yourself, incredible and beautiful in every way.
You're too kind.
How are you doing?
I'm doing better now. Today's been a day, but I've been excited because we get to do this today. And I'm very appreciative of you having the time to be here on your Thursday evening.
I always have time, Josh. This is not our latest recording, and I doubt it will be our latest going forward.
But it is our most recent.
And that makes it the best.
So Joey, let everyone who is new to this and like why we are celebrating, let everyone know who you are.
So I'm Joey. I am 1/3 of the Game Club pod and 1/2 of Two Blokes from Blighty. Also, and most importantly, 1/2 of Talking Lasso. If you haven't listened to that, go back. It's on this very feed that I was privileged to be on for a whole season of Ted Lasso. You'll hear me talk about myself enough during this podcast. So that's all you're getting for now.
I've been trying to figure out a way to get you back on the podcast, and thankfully my work schedule has changed. So now I can be more accommodating, as we saw last week where Dan joined me.
Hold on. The lovely Dan, which made it into the title, which I absolutely loved.
It sure did. And you may have noticed it's capitalized
Yes.
too in every aspect of social media, in the title card and the episode description. It is now officially his name.
Yeah, it's always been his name. He is a very lovely man.
Casting Views, check it out. But yeah, Joey, appreciative of you being here. You've got podcasts where you talk Game Club every 2 weeks. You guys talk about a new video game. You have one more week where Slade's not in, or is Slade coming back this coming week?
We have a lot where Slade is not back. Tim and I used the opportunity of not having a time zone barrier to really stuff in those podcasts. So we've got. When does this episode release?
This will be a week from yesterday.
Okay, cool. So at time of recording, our last one was I'm on observation duty. The next one will be Hypnospace Outlaw. And then we have...
I've not heard of that one.
It's absolutely insane. Tim chose it, so that kind of should set the scene for
Of course.
Then we've got 3 more episodes before Slade comes back. So we've got like 10 weeks of content without him, apart from... I can't tell you what's coming out next week. We I don't know if you've heard this week's Two Blokes from Blighty. We got something.
Oh yeah, you guys are like on an NDA.
Yeah, we got a really, really strong embargo. We can't talk about the game that we're going to review.
Embargo
on the 22nd. So it's a really funny one. We have to. We're not allowed to release our content until a certain time in the day, because that's when the embargo is lifted. It's
that's right.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm very curious to know what that is. So I'll be obviously watching my phone as I wait for the Movie Wire update, or not Movie Wire. That's our promo we've got
Well,
going.
that's a pretty good one to wait for too.
It is every Thursday. So that's gonna. There won't be one on Monday, but there'll be a special late
Yes,
one Wednesday,
exactly.
along with the two blokes from Blighty in the
You
morning.
know our schedule better than I do. Well done.
In the morning for me. I don't know what time you guys actually post it.
Well, should come out. Two Blokes from Blighty comes out midnight your time, 6 a.m. my time, and then this one, I can't remember whether it's 4 o'clock my time, 10 a.m. your time, or 12 and 6. It's around then. It's on the 22nd.
I'm just trying to think. Usually it works. Most embargoes work off Pacific time. So if it's like 4 p.m.
This
my
one's
time.
Central.
Okay, interesting.
So actually, it comes out the same day as this. So if you've not had enough of me here, I mean, you will have. You can listen to these tomorrow. Two Blokes from Blighty, Game Club Pod, and Talking Smack, all on the same day.
That's a good day. Maybe we should make some special thumbnails or something to go along with it.
I've already had a lovely dance number, so I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll find out.
Maybe the song is the special celebration. All right. Well, we're going to hear from Justin over at the Movie Wire. When we come back, Joey and I are going to talk about the news from the last week. We'll be right back.
In a world with so many movies to choose from, one hero will rise. The Movie Wire Podcast with host Justin Henson. Tune in wherever you listen to podcasts.
And we're back. I forgot how short Justin's promo was.
It's short, but it's such a good promo. Every time I hear Justin, I think he has the dream voice.
I do have one question before we get going, because you guys, this last Two Blokes from Blighty episode, I need to know the origin of how you and Tim came up with the
Dom Littlewood.
Yes.
So
how did that come
Dominic
about?
Littlewood he's a celebrity, and in 2024, Josh, I can say he's not a celebrity. He's a quote marks celebrity. Where in Britain in the 90s and the early 2000s, he was kind of leading the BBC shows that were like, someone has made a bodge job of our new extension that we paid for. We paid £20,000 and the builders run off. And it was called Cowboy Builders. And he's this aggressive Cockney man who went on to host a show called Don't Get Done, Get Dom. And the whole thing is all about being on the side of the consumer. So he goes and he finds out whether products are real or fake. And he goes, and if you've been ripped off by your energy company, Dominic Littlewood will call them up and go, well, you've whipped them off, so I'm on their side and I'm going to sort them out. And Tim and I, for season 6 of Two Blokes from Blighty,
to make a Bluey reference, he has that muffin R is a W sound impediment.
Very, very slightly. It's not prevalent, but so I'm going to get you peek behind the curtain, Josh, and you're going to be amazed. That's not actually Dom Littlewood. That is Tim doing a silly voice. But Tim and I, every season, we have a section that says, what is X or Y celebrity doing right now? And it's nonsensical stuff. We had Johnny Vegas, who's a British comedian. We had Tom Hanks, Jeff Goldblum, Keanu Reeves, one other that I can't even remember. And then we decided this season, we're just talking about them. And we ended up using that section to segue into other sections. And I didn't want to do that anymore. So I said, why don't we have Dom Littlewood come and visit us and make a whole new thing of it? What I didn't realise is how hard it is to keep a straight face while Tim sat there going, is this real or is it fake? And I think you can tell in the episode, I absolutely could not hold it together at all.
Yes. I'm laughing just thinking about it. Like, you could just hear the wheezing and the tears. You could hear it and feel it all. It was infectious.
Genuinely crying when he was doing it, and I'm not dreading, but
I'm laughing just thinking about you're not saying anything particularly funny at the moment, but I'm just sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah, it was one of them. You know, when you laugh so much you hurt. It was one of them.
Yes.
But that's where Dominic Littlewood came from. It's also sort of a nod to a podcast Tim and I used to listen to called Athletico Mints, which is
Okay.
a comedian. You might have heard of him, called Bob Mortimer. He was very famous in the UK. He was part of Vic and Bob, with the duo comedy act. And his podcast is basically, they talk about a footballer or a person in football, and then they'll just have someone doing a stupid voice and pretending to be in the room, and they'll interview this footballer. But it's just like a caricature of that person. So Tim and I said, well, that was really funny. Let's do that something ourselves. Because as I've discussed many times, none of our ideas are original. Who can we steal them from and make them look like ours?
Yeah, there you go. And I mean, it's a nice extension of your hypotheticals that you were doing
is.
for a while too.
It is. I'll never get to use that hypotheticals jingle. Never again. I spent all afternoon making a 2.5 minute jingle, and Tim went, "It's a bit long, isn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, maybe it is."
You'll have to make a jingle based around Tim's opening line. I think I asked for a clean sound clip of it. I can't
Is it
remember
real
what
or
it is
fake?
now.
Yeah.
Is it real or fake?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll do that. The other thing I wanted to tell you, Josh, is speaking of one of our celebrities that we used to do that on Monday night, I was in the same room as Mr. Tom Hanks.
Really?
The room was very big. The room was so big, you might call it a stadium. But Tom Hanks is semi-famously a Villa fan, and he was at the game on Monday night.
Nice.
So, yeah, got to see Mr. Tom Hanks in the flesh, which was pretty cool.
That's like me saying I was in the same city as Joe Biden when he was in my hometown back in like early March or late February or something like that.
Nice. I think you could do a whole podcast on good celebrity interactions, though.
You probably could.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the news here,
Okay.
Joey. I know you are a big thespian. I don't think that's the right word. I believe that's an actor.
It is, yeah.
You're a big theater goer. You have seen things such as Dougie on stage or Dougie
That's
Live and Bluey's Big Play.
Yeah.
Clearly, you must know everything about Wicked if you've seen those two things.
Never seen it. Don't know any of the songs.
This trailer for Wicked kind of broke me, but in a good way, if that makes sense. I think I have a villain switch has flipped in my brain, and these trailers for musicals where the studios go to these companies that create the trailers and say, do not let anyone know that this is a musical in the trailer. I think that's my new favorite trope.
Really?
And I just picking apart the sequences shown in the trailer where you're like, that's a musical number that they're trying to hide with just like real quick, like to get the actual fans excited, but to make sure the general audiences just think like it's a weird sequence. They're like, oh, maybe they do a jump and they do a gymnastics.
Yeah. So I like I said, I've never seen, nor do I'm sure I've heard some of the songs from Wicked. When Josh says I'm a massive theatre goer, it's not exactly true. I once performed in a musical version of The Ugly Duckling. That is true. My first appearance on stage.
That would make you a thespian.
Yeah, made me a thespian. And I did indeed see Dougie and Bluey on stage, but that is about as far as my repertoire goes, apart from half of a production of Rent, which I thought went on way too long. Wicked, I know people think the world of. My wife went to see it in London a few years ago and said it was brilliant. She's not massively into musicals. So if she said it was brilliant, I think it's got to be great. And I know people think the absolute world of this. You posted 2 trailers for this.
Yeah, there's like a behind the scenes one where it's titled like Passion Project, where it's trying to get people emotionally invested in the actors behind the characters.
What did you think
and then they
of
released
that,
a trailer.
the Passion Project?
I got to look it up real quick. I forget the woman who's playing Elphaba. Cynthia Erivo. I think she has a really beautiful story behind her being cast as Elphaba. I believe she suffers from alopecia, along with just being a minority, a black actor. So I think she can encapsulate the character of Elphaba really well. I think Ariana Grande is an inspired choice. I think the only part of that Passion Project video that really bothered me is the moment where I was going to say scene, which it might as well be, It's like an influencer video where Ariana Grande is like filming herself, or she's been given a camera to film herself for this moment. And I'm just like, that's fake. Like they clearly said, make sure you have that camera ready when we tell you that you get the role so you can
I
react to
thought
it.
that it was on a Zoom call. It looked like they'd screen recorded a Zoom call rather than having a camera there. Did I miss an actual camera?
There's a really quick cut where she like covers her
Okay.
mouth and she reacts to it, and it's like at a lower angle than it is the face camera for the Zoom from the computer.
So I don't know. I think it's a fairly new thing to see a behind the scenes for a trailer. I don't know what I think of it. I don't really think much, to be honest. I think the actual trailer itself looks really interesting, and actually, knowing the story of the Wizard of Oz, I think it makes me want to know the story of Wicked. I think it looks really interesting. I think it looks a little bit like Barbie meets Harry Potter in that trailer. There's a lot of pink.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes stuff, whilst I agree that the story of getting to that role and even Ariana Grande's reaction to it is like, it's really nice that this means a lot to you and it's not just a paycheck. Stick it on the Blu-ray. I don't need to see it as a trailer. But I think it's a bit of a trend with Disney feel-goody films that like they have to mean something to the actors. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me being a bit old and cynical.
With something like Wicked, where it's been around on Broadway for 20 some years now, I think it's up to 25 or getting close to it. I know Ricky and I saw a stage performance of it in Chicago. That was her push present for me before our second child was born.
Nice.
We saw that a few weeks before child number 2 came to the world. And it is a great show. It's definitely different than what I thought it was, because I had been listening to the soundtrack for a long time. Like the songs on there, they're 4 really amazing songs. Like any of them would be like the headliner of any other Broadway show, and they've got 4 of them in just one musical. But with the behind the scenes one, it was mostly just like, I don't care. Like, yeah, it's great that you're saying these things and people who will buy into it. That's nice. But I've become so jaded in this influencer culture that we're in, which like, yeah, I'm getting on my boomer soapbox here. Ever since I got the podcast on TikTok, like I have to cycle through my algorithm probably once every 2 weeks where it's like, do you want this influencer video? I'm like, no, I don't want any influencer videos. Because there's I don't know if you've seen the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's just it's a giant dome with like 7 billion LED lights to make it like the world's most high definition screen ever, and it's also adaptable. So they have like SpongeBob and a smiley face that like looks around and like quote unquote engages with the city. I had this one video show up earlier this week, literally, where this woman just like is looking at the fish swimming in the sphere, and she like covers her chest. She's like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And I'm like, put the fucking phone down. You're igniting my boomerness right now, and just like no one is responding that way, especially when they look to their right at the camera. Like you're trying to evoke an emotion out of me, and all it is making me feel is anger because you're so fucking fake.
To play devil's advocate, if that person was to film themselves and go, oh, that's pretty cool, and that was the end of the TikTok, how would you feel about that?
I'd have been fine with it. If it was a genuine reaction where it's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, that's fine. But they're doing the like hands on the chest and looking at the camera and then looking back up, and like you get that one little tear because they put a little Visine or something in their eyes, and like, just shut up. Like, you're making me want to click the Star Wars button.
So what I'm hearing here is you're really looking forward to Wicked.
I genuinely am. I think the only issues I have with the official trailer is that, one, it hides the fact that it's a musical not terribly well, but if you don't know what Wicked is, most general audience members going are going to be like, oh, okay, it's a Wizard of Oz spinoff. But my big complaints are it's a little too CGI. It's a Broadway adaptation. You can build sets and you can make it look good. Like I yearn for the days of old Hollywood musicals where stuff was done on sets and in long shots. And now it's all CGI and blue screen, and like you get maybe one little set. Like it looks like the bedroom is a pretty solid set that they created, but that's it. Everything else is just green screen. The other complaint I have is they did to Ariana Grande what Disney or what Marvel did to Chris Hemsworth in the first Thor movie, and that is they dyed her eyebrows blonde.
It's a weird thing to do,
And it's
isn't
just
it?
off-putting. Like, I understand she has naturally dark hair, so, like, the really dark eyebrows with the very blonde hair doesn't necessarily look great
Mm.
or look natural, but there's an in-between. You don't have to go platinum blonde eyebrows or naturally dark eyebrows. You can find an in-between.
Next time I see you, Josh, I want you to have platinum eyebrows, please.
No, like, that along with the man bun, that's never happening for me.
It also doesn't make it clear in the trailer. Am I right in thinking that Wicked is going to be 2 parts?
Yes, that is a great point that I forgot. It has been announced that it is going to be split into 2 parts, which that I don't know how they plan on making that work other than creating a whole like there maybe they'll just completely readapt the Wizard of Oz as well. Because up until where I assume this movie ends, which is with defying gravity, and maybe they'll do a little bit of an epilogue from there,
Mm,
because the first half of the show ends with defying gravity,
okay.
and that's the main chunk of the show. It's like an hour 15, hour 20 minutes getting to that point. Then you get the intermission, and then it's like 45 minutes of the rest of the
Okay.
show. So I don't know how they're going to make a 2-hour movie musical out of that section of the movie or the stage show, unless they also just splice in the Wizard of Oz stuff that is happening in the background of the show.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know Wicked, so I think using the intermission of the show for a natural break for the first half of a movie makes a lot of sense. Maybe they'll just do the second part as a standalone release on Disney Plus with no budget.
Well, it's made by Universal, so it'd be on Peacock.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Or maybe Max, because I think Warner Brothers owns certain elements of the Wizard of Oz story for movie rights, so I think that's why Warner Brothers is included in there.
Maybe they'll make the second one really dark. There's so much dark content in the Wizard of Oz, and this just does not look like it is at all that dark.
It gets there. Once you get to the wizard, it does surprisingly take a turn. But for sake of spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the show and is interested in the movie, I'll leave it at that. They do hint at like a little bit of a turn. Michelle Yeoh's character like says, "Hunt down that wicked witch" and whatnot. But I think the cast looks great. The trailer rightly focuses very heavily on Elphaba and Galinda, Ariana Grande, and I'm sorry, her name is Cynthia Erivo. But I think it looks pretty solid. Again, my only complaints are Ariana Grande's very blonde eyebrows. Like I think she chose a very good voice for Galinda. I do think that she is a very good actress. I don't know if you've seen some of her like Saturday Night Live and other appearances on was it Graham Norton?
No, I mean he is, yeah, but I don't watch it, so
Look some of her stuff up. She's an amazing mimic, I think is the proper term, where she can like Tom Hiddleston is similar, where he can like do impressions really well to the point where like it's almost like a voice match.
okay.
She does a lot of that where she's pretty famous for her Britney Spears one, and then she's just got a bunch of other ones that are in her repertoire. Like I think she's very underrated just because she's a Disney kid and a pop star.
So she's the mimic thing. She's like Tim with Dom Littlewood.
Yeah, precisely.
Great, cool, got that.
All right, so that's a lot of Wicked, but I that was a great conversation. I was happy for it. But we're gonna move on because there's more news to talk about. Just I believe it was yesterday, maybe it was Tuesday. Variety confirmed that Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir live-action TV series coming to Prime, streaming series. I don't even know what you call it anymore. Like again, the boomers coming out saying TV series. He is going to be coming back for or reprising his role. I don't know if it's going to be tied into Spider-Verse or not, but he's going to be lacing up into the black leather as Spider-Man Noir one more time for this Amazon Prime series, original series. I think his role in Into the Spider-Verse was fun. I like the idea that because he comes from a noir universe where it's black, white, and gray, he doesn't understand colors and whatnot. Like that's fun. I don't know that it's going to translate well into a dark and gritty. I believe he's Peter Parker. I can't remember from that storyline. All I know is that he is a detective. He's basically Batman with a gun, but also shoots webs. Placed in the 1930s, and it's just Marvel's way of trying to make Spider-Man Batman while also maintaining a little bit of the Spider-Man-ness.
So I prefaced this with Josh before we started that I don't know Spider-Man Noir at all, and I don't like Nick Cage at all. So when you posted the link to this in the Discord, I looked at it and went, "That's something I'm never going to watch," and that was kind of all I went to it. I just don't like the man. I think he's got a terrible voice. You know, one of those voices that really grates on you. He's just everything is. Oh my God, there's something coming. Oh my God, it's a big monster. Oh my God, everything is monotone. Everything is just.
It's a good thing Alex isn't here. He would, I don't know if he would bust out a Nick Cage impression, but
Sorry,
man,
I mean,
he would,
Alex, if you do the Nick Cage impression, put a voice note in the Discord. Let me know, because I'd probably prefer your version of Nick Cage than Nick Cage himself.
Did you ever see Andy Samberg's impression of Nick Cage? No. That's one I'll have to send to you. There's an old SNL Weekend Update bit where he would show up as Nick Cage and he would just say the most ridiculous things because Nicolas Cage is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's
when I tell people I don't like Nick Cage, they go, "But what about Con Air?" And I go, "Well, Con Air's okay, but he's the worst bit in it." So I just
his southern accent is pretty cringe.
Everything about him is pretty cringe. I just do not like the man. So if you're going to look forward to Spider-Man Noir, all power to you. But it's not one for me, Josh.
I have the Variety article pulled up here really quickly. I just want to see, per the official logline, Spider-Man Noir will tell the story of an aging and down on his luck private investigator played by Nicolas Cage in the 1930s New York who is forced to grapple with his past life as the city's one and only superhero. So it sounds like they're doing a retired superhero that has to strap up one more time for one new adventure or something.
There's nothing like your superhero being able to do all these incredible acrobatic movement and really traverse the city, and then immediately them going, "This is a story about when he's old."
That's Alex's favorite trope right now is you have to make your hero down on his luck and a failure, and then he has to rise up to become the hero that we knew he always was.
It's certainly a trope. That's where I'll leave my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of any additional thoughts on top of it. It is being produced by Sony and Amazon is going to distribute it, but I don't trust Sony in a lot of ways. So
I think that it's symptomatic of Sony's ownership of Spider-Man. Don't they have an agreement if they don't release something within X amount of time, Spider-Man, they lose the rights? So
that's essentially why they're making these Madam Web, Craven, Venom movies, is because they have to create something within the property to maintain their licensing.
Which is insane, isn't it? Because all you're going to do is water down creativity and water down original thought to, I mean, Madam Web, need I say more? It's just...
That's one of those budgetary things that I don't understand at all, because you spend $100 million, $200 million to create these movies. Plus the rule of thumb is you double the budget for advertising. So if Madam Web even cost $120 million, they spent $240 million to produce and advertise this movie and distribute it. And then it made maybe $100 million globally. Like, I know that there's the producer's theology where you can make money off of a flop because you can insure it. And so maybe that's where they're making their money, because they also put in a cash $26 billion offer to buy Paramount and CBS. And it's like, I know Sony owns electronics as well, but their movie division is suffering.
You can't deny that Spider-Man will have made them their money back tenfold on what they paid for the rights to it. But there comes a point where you go, this horse is really dead now. Let's stop flogging it. Beating it, that's the saying. Beating the dead horse. Not flogging a dead horse. That would be very...
That'd just make a bigger mess. So, yeah, I don't know. Sony is a really emblematic of what is wrong with Hollywood right now. So, I mean, if anything, they're a harbinger of what's to come for the rest of Hollywood. So they're just trying to pave the way for everyone else in a bad way.
In a really bad way.
Next up, we had a new trailer for A Quiet Place Day One, which I'm very excited for. We were talking a little bit before the show. You were a little surprised to know that I had seen these movies because I'm not a big horror fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that you've seen them. I think A Quiet Place is great. I've not seen A Quiet Place 2, but I really enjoyed A Quiet Place. Tim thinks they are some of the worst films ever made. He hates them.
Really?
Yeah, he really hates them. What I can't get my head around in this trailer. So I went back after watching this and watched the trailer for A Quiet Place. And I love the scene where they're sat around the table and they're like sign languaging to each other because they can't speak. The whole point is these monsters will kill you if they hear you. So they're as quiet as they can be, and the whole terror of the film is everything you have to do is really quiet. The trailer for this film, they spend most of the time going, shh, don't let them hear you. Oh, there's a big one there. Oh, they're coming after us. And it's like, just be quiet. The point is the quiet place. But I know that the point is they don't understand because it's day one. But they work it out in the trailer. There's the bit where they're pushing the door that's stuck with it's a revolving door, and there's a bag stuck in it, and they're trying to get through it silently, but he's got to force the bag. And at that point, they're like, okay, we're really quiet, and it's so tense. And then the bag falls over, and the monsters attack. But I would say the first minute of that trailer, boy howdy, they're loud. They just want to talk.
I'm willing to forgive it a little bit because it does seem like it's going to be a progressive thing. Like, I think even in the trailer, it kind of progresses because you get to the point where there's a moment where Lupita Nyong'o's character is just covered in soot and she like coughs and you see the soot fall off of her, and Jaimin Hinsu immediately like covers her mouth and he just puts his finger over his mouth. He doesn't even go shh. He's clearly caught on. So I think the trailer progresses in a similar way that the movie probably will, where it'll be loud, bombastic in the first 30-40 minutes, then it's going to progressively just become more and more quiet.
I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to watch it because I think it looks good. I feel like the first minute of the trailer missed the point a little bit.
And like you said, they're obviously learning, but it's going to be very telling as to their understanding of how they view this property as well as these creatures.
Yeah.
With what they try to get away with, because like, yeah, a city has a lot of ambient noise for the most part, but what happens to a city when all of a sudden 2/3 of that population is gone for whatever reason and everyone else is stuck inside? So like, what happens from there? Because you don't have cars idling, you don't have other things happening. So what happens in a city that is no longer bustling?
Yeah, when I saw this trailer for the first time, not this trailer, sorry, this is the second release trailer. When I saw the first trailer for Quiet Place Day One, I thought they could really take a leaf out of Cloverfield's book. Don't show the monsters. I always think it with horror films, don't show the monsters. And I know we kind of know what they look like anyway, but there'll be people who've never seen A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2. Don't show them. Just make the thing that is scary in your imagination.
Yeah, those creature designs are not the best.
They're really goofy.
I think the face is pretty interesting, just because they have those supersonic hearing holes, whatever. But yeah, the rest of the design is pretty weak. Like it's like they just went, let's make the Cloverfield monsters leaner and more angular. without the like gas bubbles coming out of the side of its head.
I think that they're kind of snookered a little bit, or they're stuck with the design because it is the design of the monster in the original two films. I just think they got a lot of screen time. It's particularly in this trailer. I've got it on the screen next to me, and the last sort of 15 seconds, and it doesn't sound a lot, but percentage-wise, that's quite a lot of that trailer. In the last 15 seconds, we see about 9 of them.
And they're playing up the action thriller motif rather than more like a situational thriller, situational horror that the first two were. And the second one even plays more into the action side of it than it does the situational horror of it. The first one, it's kind of like you have to progress from Alien to Aliens to really have to build off of anything, because you can't just repeat the formula where you're just constantly hiding from the things, and then you have the one Alien 3 moment that everyone remembers where the alien's like right there at Ripley's face. That's just not going to be sustainable.
No, I agree. And like I said, I think it looks good. I think the acting looks really good. It's got a bit of a War of the Worlds kind of vibe to it at the start,
Yeah.
which is a film I really enjoyed the city scenes of, and the rest of it as well, really. But the city scenes are what stands out, and I think that, like you said, that environment where it's naturally quite noisy could make this a really interesting film. Like the bit where they're running away from them, and the guy grabs a rock and just throws it through a car window to set the alarm off.
Yeah.
I just think that's really really cool. It should be a really fun film.
Agreed. I'm excited for it. This is one of the few horror thriller kind of things that I'm looking forward to, along with Alien Romulus. And then from there, I'm just like, yeah, let's do some feel good, sentimental stuff for me the rest of the year. Maybe some action superhero stuff, but nothing too
You're
scary.
too pure a soul, Josh. I need to bring you down to my miserable level where you enjoy that kind of stuff.
No, real life is miserable enough. I need sentimental. I need feel good. Slade, Alex, Lewis, and I have our own little Discord chat where every now and then I'll tell them I've started watching something, and I watched Fruits Basket not that long ago with Ricky. Ricky got obsessed with it more than I did, but it's just like the most pure sentimental anime ever.
Okay.
And I was just like, yes, this hits me right where I need to be feeling. Like, it makes me feel happy and sad all at the same time, but a good sad because you're happy about it.
See, I don't watch, famously don't watch anime, but when Slade used to recommend me things, he'd go, "You really like this? It's miserable." I was like, "Cool, I'm on it."
See, I can appreciate and enjoy stuff like Attack on Titan, where it is just constant misery porn. Again, I get that. I get enough of that in the real world. I don't need that in my entertainment. I want to feel other things, and that's kind of where I've been going with a lot of it. Like, I just started Comey Can't Communicate, which is a Netflix exclusive over here.
Okay.
It's an anime about a nonverbal high school girl who is also just so happens to be like the most beautiful girl ever, because that's how anime works. Along with other anime tropes, like the most average guy ever is the one who connects with her,
Okay.
and they develop a relationship and whatnot, and he helps her create friendships with other people, and it's very sweet. It's, if I'm going to compare it to anything that we've talked about on the show, it's a little bit of My Dress Up Darling meets Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, where you get a little bit of more adult humor in there. Like, there's one girl who is like, I could never be Comey's friend, but I'll gladly be her dog. And she just like drools over her. And there are moments where she's like, oh, you want me to like lick your feet? Okay. It's just so weird.
That sounds wild. I mean, speaking of really joyful, fun-loving shows, the next thing you've got on the list, Josh, is The House of Dragon.
The most fun, joyful, loving show
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, the show with Matt Smith's absolutely incredible wig in the thumbnail. It's wow, it's something else.
The wig budget really went downhill after season 6 of Game of Thrones.
So my secret that I'm going to announce, Josh, is I've never finished Game of Thrones because I never enjoyed it.
No, that's perfect.
Never enjoyed it. I watched the first episode 3 times because over the course of time, people were going so mad about Game of Thrones, I was like, oh, I'll get into this. And then I watched it and thought, don't get it. And then I left it for a year, and then I watched it again. And I did that 3 times. And the third time I thought, maybe I need to try a bit harder. And I watched series 1, 2, and 3, got halfway through 4 and went, why am I watching this? None of it is enjoyable. And I stopped. And I've not seen any of House of Dragon either.
I think that's fair. Game of Thrones, it took me a while to get into as well. I think it took me through Ned dying that finally like something clicked for me. Yeah. Played by Sean Bean. I mean, you should know better.
Okay. Yeah, no, I do know better. But can I tell you something about House of Dragon?
Sure.
I absolutely will be watching this series.
Because of Paddy Considine?
No, better than Paddy Considine. One of my
I don't know.
One
about
of my
that.
friends is in it, so I'm definitely going to be watching it. Yeah.
Who is your friend?
She's only does extra work, but she's in quite a lot of the scenes apparently. And she called me last year and said, I'm filming something. I've got an NDA, so I can't talk about it. And then she called me again a few days later, and I was like, jokingly went, oh, that NDA, what were you filming? She was on a London tube, so it was really busy. And she was like, I shouldn't really say this, but it was House of Dragon. And I was like, what are you doing? But yeah, no, so my friend is in it a fair amount, so I will be watching it purely to take photos and go, look who I saw today.
Ask her if she brought Starbucks to the set.
Yeah. I know that joke. I get that one.
I'm really curious as to how they, when we talked about it, when Alex and I talked about it, when the series season 1 ended, I'm mostly curious how they plan on carrying this show without Paddy Considine, because dude deserved an Emmy. He was amazing in that first season. And he's the Ned Stark character, where his death kind of sets off the chain of events that kick off the actual political intrigue of what's going on. I really want to know how they carry the rest of it, because I did feel like the last 2 episodes of season 1 were kind of the weakest, because it just kind of continued to set up what will be the main conflict of at least season 2 and more going forward. So without that performance, I was really let down by everything else. I didn't care much about the other characters because everything revolved around Paddy Considine for me. So maybe I need to go back and watch it again.
He's the kind of actor that everything he's in, it belongs to him, Paddy Considine. So
I think it's because of Warner Brothers being bought by Discovery that they were just trying to minimize earnings so they could do their insurance bullshit. He wasn't even nominated for Best Actor in a TV series, a TV drama for the Emmys. Like, he wasn't even nominated.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know so little about House of Dragon and Game of Thrones. I didn't know he was in it. If I did know he was in it,
I don't know if you would have recognized him. Maybe you would, having more experience with him than I mean,
I've met him. He's a lovely man. I met him when he did, directed Tyrannosaur. That might not have made it over to you. It's pretty
I don't think
low budget film.
But that sounds amazing.
But I met him. He did a showing and a meet and greet afterwards and a Q&A in a tiny little cinema that was about 20 minutes from my house where I lived at uni. So I met him with a few people that I went to uni with, and he was really, really lovely. So I might go back and watch it just because he's in it.
He is hands down the best part of that show. But yeah, I mean, over here in the States, the thing most everyone would know of him is his work in Hot Fuzz as the guy who comes back into frame.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Dead Man's Shoes?
No, I haven't.
Dead Man's Shoes is brilliant. He is the main protagonist in that film.
Okay, is that a movie or a series?
It's a film. It's
okay.
I think he directed it as well as starred in it. But if you can check out Dead Man's Shoes, definitely do. The other one he did that was really good was Tyrannosaur. It has Olivia Colman in. It's a brilliant film.
Shane Meadows directed.
Of course he wrote it.
Of course he did. He's one of the writers.
Yeah, I knew that. But Paddy Considine is brilliant in it.
I became a huge fan of his. I just haven't, being a dad of 3, I don't have time to look up things that I normally would have 20 years ago. I've been like, I need to like indulge in everything this person has done now.
Check both of them out if you can. They're not ones to watch with the kids. I'll put it that way.
I'll see if they're on anything streaming that I have. But we'll move right along. Real quickly, Rings of Power season 2 had its trailer. It's been like, it feels like it's been like 3 years since Rings of Power was on Prime with season 1, but I think it's been more like 18 months, and then it's premiering in August, I believe. Mm-hmm. I think this season looks really good. They're building more on the ensemble. It's not like 6 separate stories that eventually come together. The action looks pretty good. I still, similar to what I said about Wicked, I don't care for how glossy and CGI everything looks.
Yeah, you want a practical effects Sauron.
It's very much like going from the Lord of the Rings to the Hobbit movies, where you have tactile, physical things that the actors are engaging with, and it's immersive. And then 15 years later, you get the Hobbit movies where everything is CGI, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Why am I watching?
Even the actors are like, what is this?
But
Ian McKellen famously was like, he didn't know what he was doing in some of the scenes. Like he's just like, what? And that's why like even his Gandalf was just a little bit off.
Wow. I did not know that. I mean, the trailer for Rings of Power season 2, it's only a teaser, so you don't get loads in it, but it looks really good. It looks fun. There is a shot in it that I think looks like shot for shot from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where it's a low panning shot and it just goes round all of the characters as they draw their weapons, waiting for waiting for a horde of orcs or whatever they're waiting for.
Yeah.
And I thought, even from that shot, this is a Lord of the Rings property. I think it looks really fun. Looking forward to that one.
I think it looks a lot better. We'll see what actually comes out of it, because I didn't hate the first season. I just thought it was a little meandering. It felt more like they were interested in showing Middle Earth while also having like two legitimate storylines that actually mattered throughout most of the season, while they were involving like 6 or 7 characters.
I think it's hard with a TV show based off of films, based off of the books, which have such a following, that the pratfall that they've fell into is Middle Earth is a really interesting location where it seems like loads is going on, and the films are so they move so quickly that you kind of go, oh, that thing is there and that thing is over there. And I think the pratfall of the TV show is to go, well, we've got time, let's talk about it. It's going to be cheaper than doing this at 150 miles an hour. But yeah, I think this looks really fun.
Yeah, I think the only other real complaint that I have that seems like it's kind of continuing is that the dwarf prosthetics seem a little cheap. Like it does feel more The Hobbit than it does what they had with Gimli and other. I don't know if we didn't see too many other dwarves in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. But the prosthetics they feel very almost CW level, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer 1990s prosthetics.
Maybe that's what they're going for.
They just very obvious.
You want practical, Josh. This is what you get.
I do, but I also want good. But I mean, yeah, you shot me in the foot there. Like that's
You can't have it both ways, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of having it both ways, this is one we've been waiting for. Twisters.
Yeah. Twisters 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Is it Twisters 2? Because per Screen Rant, which this definition makes perfect sense for what this movie seems to be, Twisters, the sequel to the 1996 disaster epic Twister, will follow a new story and cast of characters, but promises to bring back some of that good old dusty action. What does that mean?
I've been craving some good old dusty action for a while now.
It's a sequel. It's a sequel with a new story. Like, okay, that kind of makes sense, but we're not returning any of the original characters. It doesn't seem like maybe they're just utilizing the technology from the previous films, because we see the Dorothy thing, but it also seems like in the context of the trailer that Dorothy is the lead actress's invention. Like,
This trailer
there's
is
so much going on in this trailer.
It's such a mess.
Daisy Edgar Jones.
It's such a mess from start to finish. It's like, we don't know, like you said, we don't know if it's a sequel. We don't know if they want the Twisters to be the bad guys. The ending shot of the trailer is the Twisters blowing up a factory that looks like a Mad Max scene. There's a rodeo in there. There's a lot of shots of a man in a white shirt in the rain. That's a terrible idea. I don't know what this is.
Unless you're Glenn Powell. I mean, he doesn't have washboard abs, but he is very fit for a guy that's not putting all the work in.
I say, if you're going to have the man in a white shirt in a Twister film, it's got to be Pierce Brosnan. No matter how old he is, it's got to be Pierce. Oh no, wait, I'm getting confused. Pierce Brosnan wasn't in Twister, was he?
Dante's
I'm thinking
Peak,
of Dante's Peak. What am I thinking? Oh God, I don't know. I don't know who was in the original one.
Is it Bill Paxton and Carrie Elwes were the two male leads in that one?
Well, either of them is fine.
In the original Twister?
Yeah, either of them's fine.
Is it Bill? I think it's Bill Paxton, the one that died.
Oh yeah, maybe not him.
Oh hey, Superman's in this. Why is it not him that's wet in the t-shirt in the rain?
This
David Corn sweats in this. Katie O'Brien, Anthony Ramos is in here.
The fact that we've gone on to which members of the cast would look better in a wet white t-shirt tells you how much this trailer actually tells us, which is nothing. I don't get what the point is.
So have you seen? I don't know how much you dive into all of this, but have you seen the newest poster for this movie?
No.
Let me see if I can't find it real quick. I think I should have it in the thumbnail for the episode. Speaking of Carrie Elwes, though, with the previous cast of the last Twister movie, found out today, very important news, he is a Packers fan.
Go Pack, go.
Exactly. So I'm excited about that.
I thought my Packers hat was next to me, but it's downstairs. Sorry, Josh. I should have worn it today.
That's not where it belongs.
I wore it today, which is why it's downstairs. But
Okay.
But yeah, go Pack go. That's what I say. Die hard Packers fan.
So the newest trailer or the newest poster also showcases this fire tornado. I'm going to send this to you in the Discord,
Let's get a live
but
reaction.
it very prominently says on the poster underneath the title cast, from the producers of Jurassic World. And I don't know that this trailer could feel more like Jurassic World without me being told it's from the people who made Jurassic World. Like, oh, there's tornadoes tearing through barns in the first one and throwing cows. Well, how do we top that? We throw fireworks in there. We throw fire in there. We throw water in there. We just throw everything in there. Like, let's just make it big and on fire.
I think that from the producers of Jurassic World, one should be written in crayon. That would be important. But the best thing about this image that you sent me is the quote tweet. So they're looking away from the twister, and they're all looking horrified and shocked with this fiery tornado behind them, which it's a massive tornado. Yeah. The quote tweet says, "It's behind you, idiots."
Yes. And I've seen people correct that tweet where they're like, if you look in the side view mirror, you will see there's another tornado coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. That one's not on fire.
Yeah, that's a normal tornado.
I would be looking at the one that's on fire.
Prioritize the one that's on fire. That's what I say. But I think Alex said it.
That one seems more
in
dangerous.
your Super Bowl episode. Are the Twisters the bad guys? Are they the? What is going on?
That's another thing that is really strange because the narrative for the first one is, I believe it's Helen Hunt is the one who she's the lead. She wants to understand tornadoes. She wants to be able to get inside one, get some data collected, and try to figure out if they can.
The point is to
advanced
is
warning.
it not about? It's been a very long time since I've watched Twister. Was the point not that they developed something that can disperse a tornado?
I think that was the long-term
Okay.
goal, and at the very least be able to determine where one will be so they can give better
Right.
notice so people can evacuate. With this one, it feels like that might still be the same one, but that's the driving point for Helen Hunt's character, but the conflict isn't with the tornadoes. The conflict is with Carrie Elwes's character, who used to be partners with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
And then he took it to like a whole new level and like commercialized it. And he went Dom, what's his face with it, where he made a whole TV thing out of
Dominic
it. And it looks like
Littlewood, yeah. Wheel or fake?
yeah, is it a wheel or fake
It's
tornado?
a wheel tornado.
Is it a fire tornado?
Yeah, I don't get it. Why are they shooting fireworks into the tornado? Don't get it.
And this one, it just feels all spectacle. Like the tornadoes seem to be the main conflict. It seems like the tornadoes are vindictive, which I mean, to a little bit of an extent, it does seem like the tornadoes are vindictive against Helen Hunt because no matter where she is, there's one coming after her. But the main conflict was with Carrie Elwes's character, and he's trying to do other things, and he stole their Dorothy information. Where this one, it seems like the Carrie Elwes style character with Glenn Powell decides like, hey, just because I'm brazen and brash and I'm a cocky little good looking know-it-all doesn't mean that I can't help you. And, you can fix the bad boy. And that feels like the main conceit of the story other than the tornado hunting. And it's like, you're missing the point, which again, from the producers of Jurassic World,
Say no
shocking.
more. Say no more. I think that could be the strapline. Twisters, we're missing the point. That's how I'd advertise it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like the spectacle seems like it's there, but similar to Jurassic World, it feels like the soul is missing because there's not, from these two trailers that we've had there, it's hard to tell exactly what anything is as far as the story goes, if there even is a story.
Yeah.
They just seem more concerned about showing us all the action beats, which again kind of takes away from the theater going experience when you're sitting in a theater with the sound blasting and watching these horrific natural disasters happen, which I would love it. Have you seen Moonfall? I believe is the one.
No.
So if I'm remembering correctly, Moonfall is the one where the moon is going to crash into the earth.
Okay.
And it's discovered that human civilization came from the moon.
Okay.
And there's like a rogue AI that humanity had shut down before leaving the moon. and inhabiting Earth that had awoken and is trying to crash into the Earth.
Okay.
I would love it if there was a Moonfall style twist in this where the tornadoes are being controlled by an angry AI that's like, you're destroying the Earth. Whoa, like, we're going to make climate change a thing, but it's also going to be stupid because computers are trying to stop it.
I would like it more if it was circular to this episode and it was controlled by the wizard in The Wizard of Oz, who's played by Jeff Goldblum.
That could be what takes him off to Oz.
Exactly. That's not you structured this running order perfectly, Josh.
It's a time
for
loop.
this very reason. That's what this Twisters is part 2 of Wicked. That's what we found out.
There you go.
It might not be part 2 of Twister.
Even though it comes out before Wicked.
It might not be part 2 of Twister, but it certainly is part 2 of Wicked.
There you go. And it comes out before Wicked, so you'll have context when you go see the part 1.
Wicked.
There's a movie structure idea is you release the sequel before the movie. Like, is that a prequel?
It's a prequel.
Is that a prequel?
Yeah, I think it's technically
but it's narratively connected. But it's narratively connected, unlike most prequels where it's just like, oh, this is how he got his boots and this is how he got his favorite knife. This is how Crocodile Dundee got the one tooth in his hat. Like, it's the sort of thing.
Yeah. Also, when you search Twisters in Google, Josh, it comes up with people also search for. And there's 3 Twister films that I'd like to give you the name of, and you will have to tell me which of these you'd rather see than Twisters. And a few of these are sequels or very cheap versions of Twister. And I want you to tell me which of these you would rather see than Twisters. So the first one is Twister 2, The Terror Continues.
Okay, maybe.
The next one is Night of the Twisters.
Seems too generic.
And then the third one is Fire Twister.
Yeah, that one. I mean, it sounds like Twisters stole that one.
Yeah.
That's the one where you're like, why would I go see Twisters when I can watch Fire Twister?
Well, it has a really good 2.6 out of 10 on IMDb. So,
okay. I mean, is it from the producers of Jurassic World?
It might as well be. Chris Pratt's in it, so he's not really. I
was gonna say, really?
No.
This must have been his like pre-Parks and Rec days.
Oh, this one says. Sorry, I'm very much delving into a 2015 BCDE movie called Fire Twister. This one, part of the story is they're also being hunted by the company responsible for creating the Fire Twisters. So
they stole my plot line.
Well, it sounds like you stole Twister's plot line. So yeah, once again, very circular.
All right. Well, that's it for the news this week. Joey, thank you so much for having been here and chatting with me today. With Alex still being abroad, he should be back next week. I know he really wants to see the Garfield movie, so he's rushing home to see it. But please, Joey, let everyone know where they can find you on the podcasting. What is it? Podcatchers. That's what they're called. You don't do much social medias, but please plug their social medias.
Yeah, I mean, follow Game Club Pod at Game Club Pod, something like that. Follow Talking Smack and you'll probably find us in their mentions or responses. You can find Game Club Pod by searching Game Club Pod on Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, wherever you get your podcasts, all the best podcast providers, some really dodgy ones as well. Two Blokes from Blighty is also there. You can also find Between Two Pods Slade series on there. We have a lot of content on that feed, so if you like podcasts and you like video games and you like two nonsensical brothers talking absolute trash to each other each week, and if you like Dom Littlewood, he'll be on Two Blokes from Blighty. Yeah, that's where you can find
If you like dad jokes, Two Blokes from Blighty.
jokes,
that's my favorite section.
So we have a whole section of one-liners. It's good fun. But what I would say is we're also part of the Podpack Collective, which is a really cool group of podcasters. So the lovely Dan, who you heard last week, cool. The lovely Dan.
Yesterday for us.
The lovely Dan is part of that. Chat Tsunami, all of those really good podcasts. They're all on there as well. So
friend of the show, Sean from Review It Yourself. He invited me on to talk about A Quiet Place Day One, which I will definitely try to make. I just got to let him know what my schedule allows, which I still don't fully know what my availability is, but I will definitely make the effort to be there with you, Sean. I promise.
Yeah. So all of them are really good as well. But my favorite, Talking Smack, you're already listening to it, so I don't need to plug this, Josh.
Unfortunately, we're not part of the Podpack Collective, but I understand it's mostly restricted to those in the UK area.
Never say never.
I mean, it's fine. I'll just be the sad American looking out the window, like the Kermit meme.
That's Slade. It's the SpongeBob meme where Patrick and SpongeBob are running past the window. That's Slade with me and Tim in the UK.
Slade is Squidward. Yeah, I can see that.
I could see Slade as Squidward anyway. Plays a mean
yeah,
clarinet.
Instead of a clarinet, though, he plays. I was going to say he plays the drums instead of clarinet.
But yeah, so that's my Slade slander out the way. You know Slade if you listen to Talking Smack.
Yeah, you've heard him before. Before we get going into everything else, please don't forget that thanks to Joey, we were gifted a Steam copy of Marvel Midnight Suns, and we are still collecting submissions for Talking SmackDowns. We are over 30 submissions at this point. Plenty of room for more. We will do our best to squeeze in all of them, but I don't know how far into it we'll go. You can enter in just by submitting a Talking SmackDown submission, either via email at tsmackpod@gmail.com or using the hashtag Talking SmackDowns, SMACDOWNS. And we will do a wheel of names to raffle off a winner. We'll get in contact with you after the episode airs. But again, you can win a free copy of Marvel Midnight Suns on Steam just by submitting a fight suggestion.
Do it.
Whoops, that's the wrong button. I'm just on it today. I even did the forget to go live with the soundboard again, but thankfully Joey messaged me instead of being a jerk like Alex and Matt. It'd be like, hey, well, there's nothing going on. What's happening?
I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah, Joey's a proper gentleman.
And a true professional.
Proper
true
friend.
professional.
So please don't forget to subscribe to the Game Club Pod as well as Two Blokes. You get the Two Blokes from Blighty podcast as well as the Anime Corner and Between Two Pods. So that's all just built into a quick subscription to Game Club Pod on your favorite podcatcher. Join our Discord, please. The link is in the episode description. Join the Game Club Pod Discord as well. They've got some, crypto bots that are starting to join in. So, things are getting fun and wild. Follow us on all the social media platforms at Talking Smack Pod on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Hive Social, Post News, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Lonnie's website. Again, you can email us your thoughts, question, reviews, comments, things you're watching, what you're doing on tsmackpod@gmail.com. Thank you to Leo Allen for the musical themes you're hearing right now, Beppo for original avatars, Retro Ale Studios for our Ricky avatar. Please like, subscribe, rate, review on your podcatcher of choice. All you have to do to leave a review is let us know if you'd rather listen to the podcast or watch Madam Web. Thank you again, Joey, for being here. Thank you, dear listener, for listening, and most importantly, take care.
Watch Star Trek.
Who loves T-Smack?
I love T-Smack. Is it true? Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh.